most beautiful things about being an immigrant is that it's like you're here, like you know, like the hardships there are, like you understand like the privileges that other people have that you didn't have in Mexico. I came here because I didn't have any of that when I was over there. Even though I was small, 4 years old, my parents told me different type of stories, like how it was over there, how much hard work they had to put in, and how much sadness they saw, and that's why they came to the United States to give me and my family a better future.
Live their lives in a completely one-sided way, and then they come here and they change it. And they change it for financial reasons, they change it for, you know, safety reasons, for physical safety means. But it's really interesting to see that people do a lot of things to, like, to live.
Growing up in America, there's kind of a conflicting, like, I had feelings of conflict. For example, when I was watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I remember a scene in which like the Indian royalty is serving up this feast, and they're eating like foods that are considered gross to the viewer. And one of those things was that they were eating gorilla or monkey brains. And I just remember being so confused, and I was like, I don't recall eating that, you know, I never recall eating that. And with 80% of India being Hindu and, like, you know, vegetarian being a concept amongst Hindus and Jains, it was very confusing. And I think being the child of immigrants, the way, like, you know, my views are shaped is that I could kind of tell apart the BS, the stereotypes and the, I guess, Orientalism, like, you know, Indiana.
I don't think there's anything unbeautiful, cause people and all people like to voice their opinions on you know on issues, whether it be the economy, on jobs, on the weather, on you know on like things that happen locally. And then if you're an immigrant, well, like you do have a voice with you know. With some organizations, but at the same time, like, you can't vote. And then, you know, the way people voice their opinions is through votes. You know, it's like so like you go for, it's either like you vote for one issue or you don't. And then, like, if that issue like gets made into law, it means, well, that issue wasn't something.
I remember when I came here, everything was kind of like a luxury. Like, all the basic things that I got to do was like a luxury. For example, just seeing my parents come home from work, and, you know, we would have like dinner together. That was something rare for myself to like go through, because they would go to work. They would have like more than one job, and I would be by myself most of the time. So that translated to how thankful I am of my experiences, especially in America, because you know, in America there's a lot of things that you can pinpoint that are very negative or like really problematic in the society, but I've definitely been able to kind of not ignore it, but also like kind of like make light of it and see like the beauty in everything, because just coming from a country like Burma where, you know, poverty rates are very high, just having the necessities to go on with everyday life is like a luxury.
Parents having been born here in the U.S. With a lot of privileges, just the fact that I was born in the U.S., like that's, and then now I'm able to speak English, like that itself is like a huge difference from the experiences that I have in my life. That's to my parents. You know, it's really hard for me. Like, I think migration is beautiful. Like, my people have been, my family, not even my people, my family has been migrating from Mexico to the U.S. for 5 generations. Yet my parents are the first one to establish roots here. And that's mostly because of, like, legalities, right? Because the Border Patrol started getting, being more reinforced. So the Border Patrol started... you know, and the border itself started getting more militarized, and then the migration patterns changed because you know, it was easier to stay here and more affordable, and just safer, for them to stay here. So that part I think is beautiful, and the fact that like my parents, my family has built this country. My grandparents were both my grandparents were part of the Bracero program. So they, you know, like agriculture, like during World War II, they're the ones that sustained the U.S.
Mm-hmm.